Hello everyone. I welcome you all to another episode of Engineering with Shamil. And today we are going to discuss about the post-incident inquiry that took place for the Lucknow fire incident on the 22nd of June 2026. So as all of you know that it is a part of an ongoing series of videos. So here we have been discussing about the various aspects of Lucknow fire incident, and we know that the incident took place on 22nd of June 2026, and it took away the lives of 15 souls, 15 innocent souls, and there were so many factors, so many aspects related to fire protection, which we explored in our previous videos. So let us see what happened after the incident took place. What all were the steps that the government has taken in order to tackle the situation post incident? Like what all are the measures that were taken? So, first of all, as per the news reports, it was said that a state level inquiry has been ordered for investigating the fire incident, and still the report is yet to be collected. Then, based on the reports, there were four people who were arrested. The four people were actually the business owners and other persons who were involved with the building. So they actually they started the shops with unauthorized permits. Like they didn't have proper permits in order to start this thing, since they didn't have any fire clearance from the officials. And four of the officials were actually four of the government officials were suspended because they did not enforce the safety measures with the building. And the charges which are filed by the police against them were actually the acts causing or endangering life. And the purpose of such measures is actually to prevent the next fire, so that it will be a lesson for all the people who are involved with the design, starting from the design and until the execution of the project, and also with for the safety, also for the other people as well. So we have discussed this one. So again, we'll just go through it. So the state level inquiry was ordered immediately. Four people were arrested in connection with the fire. These were primarily the business owners, who have their shops located in the building. Then there were four public officials who were suspended because they did not enforce the safety measures. And police have filed charges over acts causing or endangering life. And authorities directed to ensure such incidents do not happen in the future. This is actually a warning for them, so that they will take proper measures next time, so that this incident will be prevented the next time. Now, what is a fire investigation? So now we know that the government has ordered for a state level inquiry. So they are waiting for the investigation report. So let us see what all are the steps involved in the fire investigation. So for the investigative process, the following steps are involved. So the first phase is the scene examination. That is, they will actually determine the point of origin, the first fuel which is ignited, and the ignition source. So these are the things that is involved in the scene examination. So here in the case of Lucknow fire incident, the point of origin or what caused the fire is not yet determined. That is number one. The second one is the evidence collection. So evidence collection is basically they are gathering all the physical evidences which is located from the site, and they are collecting the witness statements and also the records as well. The third one is the data analysis. They are analyzing all the burn patterns, the fire spread, and the sequence of events. And then hypothesis testing is basically to see what caused the fire, like what all are the possible causes and what are the possible sources of the fire, and how. So these are this thing. So these are considered to be hypothesis, and then each hypothesis they will check whether that particular hypothesis is valid for this situation, whether it is matching all the evidences. If it is not matching 100%, then it will discard it. Then they will go for the next one. Then they will actually again further investigate. So basically, this is what hypothesis testing is all about. It's about ruling out the possibility of the less likely one and moving towards the most likely one. Okay, and it should match all the evidences which is found in the site, and then reporting. So you are basically issuing all the findings and the recommendations. So these are the steps involved in the fire investigation. Now, there are two levels of investigation. So the first one is the routine investigation. So that is considered to be the tier one. So tier one investigations are basically the uncomplex fire incidents. Okay, it's a very simple fire incidents. So it is usually undertaken by the incident commandos with basic training. Okay, and this provides the basic cause information. Now, the second tier is the complex investigation. So this involves the complex fires or explosions. So for this one, it requires specialist fire investigation officers, and it requires in-depth analysis of origin, cause, and contributing factors. So these are the things that we need to take care for the complex investigation. So there are two tiers. One is the the routine investigation, and the other one is the complex investigation. Now, why investigations matter? What is the purpose of having a post-incident inquiry? So the following are the purpose for having a post-incident inquiry. So the first one is to determine the cause. So we need to understand what actually started the fire. So that is the first thing. The second thing is we need to identify the code violations. So we need to uncover, we need to understand what went wrong, either in the building design or whether it be during the maintenance failures. That is second thing. That is about identifying the code violations. The third one is to enable enforcement. So it is about supporting the criminal or civil proceedings. That is enabling enforcement. And the fourth one is to prevent recurrence. That is to share the findings during the investigation, so that the future incidents can be prevented. That is fourth one. The fifth one is inform public policy. So we need to provide data for regulatory reform. So with the data which is there, that data needs to be provided in order to improve the civil defense regulations. So this is about the public. This is about the purpose of having post-incident inquiry. So we have five reasons. So five purposes. First one is the determining cause. The second one is identifying the code violations. The third one is enabling enforcement. Fourth one is preventing recurrence. And the fifth one is informing public policy. Now, the investigators, they use scientific methodology. Okay, so they consider all the data which is collected from the scene, and then they identify the point and the area of origin. They identify the fuels and the ignition sources, and then they develop a cause hypothesis. It's not only one hypothesis; it involves multiple hypotheses, and then they test each hypothesis whether it is matching with all the evidences collected. Okay, and then they eliminate if the one which is just, if it is not matching completely, then they will eliminate that particular hypothesis. Then they will move on to the next one, and then they will select a final hypothesis. So this is what the scientific method is involved. This is the scientific methodology involved in the fire investigation. Now, what are the enforcement powers? So what happens after violations are found? So the actions which are taken after the violations are found is, first one is the enforcement notice will be provided. So a formal notice specifying fire safety provisions violated. Okay. So if sorry, one second. So first of all, the enforcement notice will be sent out. So a formal notice specifying fire safety provisions are violated will be sent out to the respective people, respective authorities. The second one is the compliance order. It requires the owner to correct all the violations by a specified date. Then prohibition order, it restricts use of unsafe building. The fourth one is the prosecution. So it involves the paying of fines, costs, and in some cases imprisonment. And reporting. The findings are shared. The findings are to be shared with the appropriate authorities. That is, the investigators who have done this investigation. They have to share the findings with the concerned authorities. So these are the actions which are commonly needed to take place after the violations are found. So first one is enforcement notice will be sent out to the concerned parties involved. Then the compliance order needs to be issued by the owner, saying that these violations are complied, these violations are rectified within a certain date. And then the prohibition order will be there. Then we have the prosecution. Prohibition order is basically restricting the use of unsafe building until all the violations is done, and until all the violations are rectified. Then the prosecution is mainly about involving all the fines, costs, and it also involves the imprisonment as well. Then reporting, it means the findings are shared with the appropriate authorities. So this is what happens after the violations are found. So in Lucknow, since we are waiting for the investigation report from the inquiry team, so what should we expect from the inquiry? So first of all, the area of focus for the inquiry will be, most probably, first of all, the single staircase issue, since there is only one staircase which is connected to all the three floors, and there is no redundancy. That is number one possibility. Second one is regarding the fire doors. There is no fire doors which is there in the building, because the staircase actually became a chimney, and also there is no fire protector enclosure also, as we know that there is a person who got trapped in the bathroom, and thinking that it will be safe, but actually it is not safe. And the third one is that there is no fire alarm system, there is no fire detection system, so there is no smoke detectors, and there was no early warning system also. So occupants were not aware of the early stages of fire. Then there was no biometric locks. So biometric locks was there, but the problem was that it was a fail secure lock and not fail safe. So when the electricity got disconnected, the locks did not open. That is another reason. That is another possibility of investigation. And then there was no emergency exit. There was no plan B involved. So the occupants again they got trapped because of this reason, and there were no fire drills or emergency plans involved in the building. So these are the areas which are possibly which need to be investigated, by the inquiry team, which are possible that these areas will be the these are the areas which are possible for the fire investigation team to investigate. So this is what we are expecting. We are still yet to receive the report. I mean, the government is still yet to receive the report. So let's see. So once if there's a newspaper report, if there's a official report in the website or something like that, then we can go through it, and maybe another video can be posted based on the report. So so about the post investigation, so the post incident investigations, they actually save lives. It is actually about not only about punishing the officials involved, because so only about, or if you only punish the officials, then there's no point in that. You need to take necessary steps in order to implement the changes in the future buildings, in the future incidents, and it's also about prevention as well. And we need to understand what went wrong and what all changes can be implemented, and what all changes can save lives in the future. So the Lucknow inquiry, it exists to ensure that this tragedy does not repeat itself in the future. So that is the sole intention of this inquiry. So let us hope that we get the report. Let us hope that we get some information from the report. So again, the authorities are the one, they will receive the report. And yep. So this is the end of the video. So thank you again for listening. So thank you for listening. And in case if you have any queries, comments, or doubts regarding this particular topic about the post-incident inquiry, please do message in the please do post your responses in the chat box. And if I get access about the information regarding the report, I will be happily obliged to help you with that one. I will be happily obliged to share the responses. And thank you once again. And before signing off, I will humbly request all of you to kindly like, share, and subscribe, so that it will motivate me to produce more content in the future. So thank you once again, and signing off. I'm wishing all of you a good day ahead.